Hey guys, today's video is greatest common factors. Some of you also know it as GCF, so you can write that down also as a reminder. So the definition is a common factor is a number that divides evenly into two or more numbers. Okay, the largest of these shared factors is called greatest common factor, which is GCF. You should always highlight your information while you're learning it. That way you can go back and look at your notes. All right, so let's give an example. What if they say, find the GCF for 9, 15, and 18. All right, so there's two ways of finding it. Today we're gonna do listing it by factors. You have to remember what the factors are in order to list them. So let's start with number 9. This is how I like to set up my problem. You can set it up your own way, whichever one you like better. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is what times what equals 9? So for instance, 1 times 9 equals 9. So what else equals 9? Well, 3 times 3 equals 9. If there's nothing else that equals 9, then you are done with that one. Let's move on to 15. So what times what equals 15? Well, 1 times 15 usually is your first one that you always can put on there because you know 1 times any number is that number. All right, so next thing that equals 15 is 3 times 15 equals 15. Once you memorize these steps, you will not have to write this down each time, or if you know your multiplication table as well, then you can just do this in your head. Just make sure that for the first few times you write it down so you do not forget a number, because if you forget a number, you get the wrong GCF. All right, so for 18, we have 2 times 9 equals 18. We also have 3 times 6 equals 18. So now we got all of the factors that equal each of the numbers. So we're going to move on to step 2. So step 2 would be to find the greatest common factor. Now they can have a lot of common factors, but we got to find the greatest. So that means let's look at, we're not looking at this row, which is our answers. Okay, a lot of students get confused in that. We are only looking at the factors, which means the ones that equal that number. So for instance, we're looking at 1 times 9 and 3 times 3. 1 times 15, 3 times 15. 1 times 18, 2 times 8, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. So now let's see what they have in common. Well, obviously they all have 1. So that's one thing that they have in common. They all have 3. That's another thing that they have in common. Is there another number that you see in all 3 places? Because yes, we could see that there's a 9 here and there's a 9 over here, but that doesn't mean that there's a 9 over here. So we cannot use that number. Now, some people like to organize their work. Maybe your teacher might require that. So you can write down 9 equals, and you can write the factors in order from least to greatest. So for instance, 15 equals, all right, equals, so then you could do 1, you have 3, you have 15, 5, and then 15. So let me erase, all right, 5 and then 15. I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be just 5. Then you have 18, which was 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. All right, so the greatest common factor, some people like to look at it like this, which is fine. We have a 1, we have a 1, we have a 1, but then we have a 3, and a 3. So the greatest number that they have in common is 3. So your GCF is 3. If you want more practice on this, I'm going to put up a worksheet next on my videos. Have a great day. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if this was an easy video to understand. If not, leave a comment so I can do better. Thanks.